Chocolate and coconut are a match made in heaven, and I love this brownie recipe because it's so freaking easy and unlike anything you've ever had. Who wants to spend all day in the kitchen when you could be enjoying the holiday festivities? These brownies are so rich, but they just happen to be gluten-free, so you'll have a dessert that even more people can enjoy. Let's get started with our brownie batter. The first thing we're going to do is make a ganache. If you've never heard of ganache before, it is chocolate melted with some kind of fat. Sometimes it's heavy cream. Today we're using butter. We're using equal parts. So I'm going to take 2 sticks of butter, or 8 ounces, and we're going to put this into a double boiler. It's a lot of vocab today, I know, but we're going to get there. I'm just going to get a nice simmer on a saucepan with some water. I'm going to take off my bowl just to show you. It's only about 1 inch of water. We don't want the water touching the bowl. It's got to be heat proof, of course, so metal or glass. And we are going to let steam slowly melt our butter and chocolate. Why do we do this? Well, chocolate is expensive, especially if you're using nice chocolate. Often, I do find that the risk of burning your ganache is higher than the reward of the speed. So taking it nice, low, and slow is always going to be my preference. We want a nice, silky ganache. So I'm going to drop in my butter. And now we have 8 ounces of dark chocolate. It's actually 9, so this is going to be my little chef snack. I'm going to coarsely chop this up. So a chocolate bar is always going to be my go-to. And I find that 70% cocoa is the magic number. Anything more could be a little bitter for people. So let's get everything else in a bowl. Again, easy, 1 bowl, drop it, whisk it, done. We're gonna start with our sugars. So granulated sugar is what gives that nice kind of crisp edge and that papery top to your brownies. A 1/4 cup of brown sugar, light brown sugar to be exact, is what's going to give that chew factor. We love chewy brownies. From there, we're gonna throw in 4 large eggs. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Now this adds more chocolate flavor, of course, but also it's a nice binder. Then coffee. Coffee, instant espresso in this case, adds a really nice complexity, slight bitterness, salt. Anything with sugar needs salt. Last but not least, in the same way that salt is the balance to sugar, vanilla is the balance to chocolate. A lot of vanilla extract is actually super important in any chocolate recipe. And now that that's all handled, I'm just gonna whisk this up. Take a look at this. It's so shiny, so decadent. Honestly, you're gonna wanna wear it like a face mask because it's just that gorgeous. And this is all of that chocolate goodness that's going to bind these brownies into a fudgy square of perfection. So now that's all melted. It is as simple as we pour one into the other. So here I have 1 cup of coconut flour. At the end of the day, we are adding coconut to the macaroon layer. Might as well double up and use flour. It just happens to be gluten-free, a great binder, and it makes it that much more enjoyable for everyone. Last but not least, we're gonna be adding in some chocolate chips. The reason I add chocolate chips is because one of the biggest fights I have with my mother is over brownies. She is a strong believer that there needs to be nuts in brownies, and I do not agree. I don't like nuts in my brownies. Keep them away. However, to make up for that, I want to add a little bit of texture. So since we have so much dark chocolate richness, I find that some milk chocolate chips add that little bite to your cooled brownies. So that is it for our brownie layer. We're going to layer this into our pan. I am using a 9 by 13 baking dish. You could use glass, you could use metal, you could use ceramic. It's really whatever you got, don't stress. I am lining it with parchment paper. And then we're gonna pop this into the fridge for about an hour while we make our coconut macaroon layer. While our brownie layer chills, we are going to make coconut macaroons. These are not French macarons, which are all of the rage. My version just uses a quick and easy meringue and tons of shredded unsweetened coconut. To get started, I have 4 large eggs here. We're going to separate the whites and the yolks. You only need the whites today. Save your yolks to throw into tomorrow's omelet. The key for separating eggs, I typically just crack it and then use part of the shell to catch that yolk. So we're gonna take our egg whites, pop it into the bowl of a stand mixer. Now when you're making meringue, it can be quite finicky. There are a couple of tips I have for you for success every time. You want to start to get kind of foamy, a little bit of bubbles before we start incorporating any other ingredient. This should only take about a minute, no more chunks of egg white here and there. Perfect, this is what you're looking for. I'm gonna take 3/4 cup of sugar. I'm going to gradually add it to our egg whites while the motor is running and it's beating. So by incorporating the sugar slowly, it doesn't overwhelm the egg white, so it doesn't take forever to get nice and fluffy. Gradual, be gentle, delicate. Meringue is a delicate dessert, so you gotta treat it that way. I'm gonna throw in 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. You might have heard the term stiff peaks if you've ever made meringue before. What that means is we're getting so much air incorporated that's almost marshmallowy, and when you take off the beater, the meringue is gonna stick straight up. So once we see that, that's when we know we're done to go. This is what I'm talking about. A little Jimmy Neutron hair meringue. That is what you need before we move on to our coconut. I'm a big fan in this type of unsweetened shredded coconut. It's sometimes sold as desiccated because it's very fine. I like this better for my macaroons because it is a nice mouthfeel and it slices very evenly. We're gonna be adding in 12 ounces to our meringue. Just get it combined and then you're done. Now that our macaroon layer is ready, I'm going to pull my brownie layer from the fridge and we are going to assemble this and bake. We're just gonna take our coconut macaroon layer and put it right on top. Get a nice even layer. Gorgeous. I'm gonna pop this into our 375-degree oven for 30 minutes. You just want it nice and golden on the top. That's it, no toothpick, just trust me, 30 minutes is all you need. And coming up, we will finish up these sweet treats that are going to be perfect for any holiday party. Now that our brownies have baked and cooled, we're gonna slice them up and get eating. Key part of anything in the brownie bar realm is you have to be patient and let it cool completely. If you rush, you're gonna end up with kind of some wonky cut bars. A key trick whenever slicing brownies, give your knife a wipe after every slice. Any kind of residue will really help drag and kind of make your brownies not so pretty. Big question I always get, can I make this in advance? Yes, you can make these a day in advance and they'll keep in the fridge beautifully. However, I love it fresh. Make it in the morning, have it cool all day. You can even pop it in the fridge. The fresher it is, the more delicious it will be. There is no wrong way when it comes to your plating, but I do love a little platter situation. Something that you can put out, have done in advance. So while you're dealing with dinner, dessert's done, plated, ready to go. I've plated up enough. I cannot wait any longer to give one a try. Oof. This is my ideal dessert, right here. The fudgy brownie, the chewy coconut. It's sweet, it's got the balance of richness. This is a holiday masterpiece. It's gonna be the star of whatever gathering you have this year. I hope you have a sweet holiday, everyone. This will definitely help you get there. That's a wrap.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.